Hey, what's going on? I'm making a quick video about how to play defensively because I've kind of noticed that even though the people who watch my videos, they do get better at the game, they don't necessarily learn how to play defensively. And I'm mostly an offensive player, but I am also pretty good at playing defensively. Wasted Times is better than me, that's why I normally have him play defense. But when you play this game, you have two roles, or doubles anyway. This is talking about doubles, but this can apply. Most of these tactics apply to any game mode. When you're playing doubles, you've got the person who goes out to mid and plays offensively. Then you've got the other person who usually you give them the job of getting the emeralds and killing the other teams. Or no, getting the diamonds and defending the bed. Sorry, I got that all mixed up. So I've noticed a lot of people don't understand exactly quite how you're supposed to do this. So I'm going to just quickly start showing people because I don't think people are grasping these concepts. I really hope I get rushed a lot this game so I can just show you the proper tactics for holding people off. We're just starting our basic defense. Now, I know there's spare blocks here and we could randomly spam them places, but honestly, that's not in our best interest. If we get TNT'd, we wanna be prepared for that. So we want to just grab some of these blocks whenever we see somebody coming to TNT us, so we can quickly throw them down. If in the case we do get TNT'd, but TNT rushing is kind of been slightly nerfed. Not really. It used to be nerfed exactly how I would prefer it, but seems to me that hasn't been they undid part of it, unfortunately, and it's basically just as OP as it was. Oh sweet, so we got Obby already. Now Obby means we can play a little bit more lax, but I'm not going to because I really need I really feel like I haven't explained these points well enough, and I think it's really important that I do. I'm really hoping we start to get rushed here because I don't want to sit here and just rant. But the first thing I'm gonna try and show you guys is that the void is your best friend, especially when you're playing defensively. You can sit at the heart of your base, and that is where you will be most safe. And I'm not sure everybody grasps this idea. I mean, a lot of people understand it, but they don't understand that you should be relying on the void when you're trying to play defensively more than anything else. And another thing is, you'll notice a lot, I'm going to be checking. I need to see what's the other team surrounding me. What are they up to? What are they doing? If they're coming towards me, I need to start preparing just as soon as they start building, because you need certain gear that you might not have on hand to try and play defensively against TNT rushers, etc., etc. So unfortunately, it looks like we're not having a very offensive game here, or a defensive game, at least not yet anyway. Usually the person who defends the bed gets armor and shit first, but I'll let her get armor since I think I'll be alright. And you just gotta make sure, you know, whenever things aren't eventful, go grab another 4 diamonds. I mean, don't sit there and camp that diamond island, because you always want to be at your base ready to defend if you are going to be playing pure defense. But I'm only going to be playing pure defense, even though I almost never do that, because that's a losing tactic. If you play pure defense, then you get your ass kicked by people who get more resources than you. But we've got her going up there getting resources, and it looks like, oh, perfect. Looks like she caught it before I did. Alright, perfect. So, first I'm just going to show you, so we've got this yellow guy here. We're going to see if he notices us. Oh, he does. That's fine. You know, he's going to start building up, which is the classic tactic. So what we're going to do is we're just going to... Where'd he go? Oh. Alright, that's fine. Depending on if you think that they're going to successfully be able to rush you repeatedly, as soon as you can jump over and hit him off, try and do it. Because if you can't if the longer he's alive and he has TNT, the easier it is going to be to, you know, eventually outflank you and kill you. So you want to just like try and take care of it as soon as possible. But you are playing defense. Whoa, there's somebody down there. So like I said, always put yourself. Oh, I didn't say this, but when you're fighting somebody and they're coming to your base, put your base behind you and the void in front of you and them between you and the void. If you do this, you have an almost 100% success rate with hitting people off the edge. And honestly, it is the best tactic when you've got people rushing you. Now this guy's just trapped down here. So I think I'm just going to leave him down here. He doesn't have any blocks. He doesn't have any blocks to, you know, do anything. Oh, well, looks like she's going to fight him. Oh shit, okay. Oh no, he got behind me. See, that's something that you'll do when you're playing offensively. You're going to want to get behind them and hit them towards the void. Where'd he go? Alright, he's coming back. Alright, that's good. Alright, I think I'm going to play a little bit more offensively. I don't think that it's necessary for her to be here to defend. She thinks... Oh shit. See, like, you always want to try and hug the side of your base and, like, get them towards the void and you away from the void. So this guy, he was able to get behind me, so I'm going to stay back a little bit more. Ah, he got me. It's okay. He's got armor and I don't, so... Oh, where'd he go? He's up there, isn't he? Where's the other one? Alright, where is he? I know he's over there. I just don't know where. See, this guy's not doing it right. You wanna not do that, and you wanna try and, you know, like, hit them at an angle where they won't be able to do that kind of shit where just go backwards. And when you're playing on a path and someone's trying to hit you off, try and shift it because it'll make you fall faster, so you're less likely to fly more. He doesn't have TNT, I know. Oh, where'd he go? Where's the other yellow guy at? Oh, there he is. Alright, that's good. Now we got... See, he's doing it right. He's kind of hugging back a little bit. Also, and he's probably going to move to an angle where he can hit me. Oh, shit. They had it as a trap. Alright, that's fine. They're not going to go to our base in time. Plus, I think we did put an obby. I can't recall already, but I do believe we did. And now that they're not out in the open, I can get in closer. Maybe I'll buy myself some armor because, yeah, it looks like we got plenty of spare gold to do that with. Alright, yeah, let's... Where is that? I know... Oh, there he is. Starting to get scared. Okay, see how he's building up here? Now we're immediately just going to turn back, and he's probably going to realize he's going to waste a ton of blocks and jump down. That's what they normally do when they see me turn around. And you want them to do that. You want to just keep turning around and... Maybe... Oosh. Oh, crap. He got me. Okay, we might die here. No, I don't think we will. I kind of doubt they have a diamond pick. 2, 1... Looks like he got me. This guy's pretty good. They have no choice but to run. And if they don't, they're stupid, because I'll kill them both. I think his friend's still behind me. I hear him running. There he is. He's running. So yeah, like when someone's building a path towards you, you do not want to get below that path. Almost definitely. If you've got shears and it's only 2 or 3 high, you know, maybe you'll try and shear them off, maybe. But that's if you're playing risky. You don't want them to be able to. I'm gonna get him. I'm not letting him live. He'll come back. Maybe this pink guy will kill him. Oh crap. Oh, and yeah, this is one of the consequences of not playing offensively. People end up with really OP gear. Like, those guys are just gonna rape me later on, I'm sure. We'll see what happens. They've still got their beds, so. Are you still doing this? How did you live? By armor upgrades. I've been kind of slacking on diamonds. I mean, I've been trying, but I haven't been doing nearly as good as I should have. I don't know what this red and blue team is doing, but it looks like they're you know, kind of just trucing, I guess. They're not going to be playing very offensively. And another thing is, I usually stockpile my gold. I don't sit there and, you know, hog it. And, holy crap. I am surprised that white has not even built out from there yet. Alright, well, I guess they'll take care of themselves. But, what I'm hoping is we'll get some E-pearlers, we'll get some, all kinds of, a variety of things that we can, I can try and show you guys how to counter effectively. And this is what these blocks are really good for. We just got TNT'd, we'll throw these on here. And as usual, you want to try and keep that pyramid formation and make it easier later games so that if it comes down to it, we're getting attacked pretty viciously, we can just water that and it will flow down perfectly. And that will probably be happening because I do not plan on leaving the base very often. I did decide to kill white this game, or yellow, because they were repeatedly rushing us, and you kind of got to take the opportunity. If they're both rushing your base and you have a defender there, then you might as well just go rush theirs. And another thing I really do see people do that's actually a really interesting block tactic. I know I haven't talked about block tactics very often. Oh, whoa, that was not good. One fell off there. But let's say you've got somebody running. You put a block here. They start to run towards you and they make the jump to jump over that block. Put another block, and chances are they'll hit it and go into the void. Or what I'll see people do. Let me make a. I'll make a path here so I can describe it to you perfectly. You'll have somebody standing here, you put a block here. A lot of people don't fall for this, but if somebody's really bad or really incompetent, they will. They start running towards you. The second they jump, place a block, they go straight into the void. It works not often, but often enough that it's worth trying every once in a while. I don't do it because I think it's really cheap and it pisses me off when it happens to me. Yes, I admit it has happened to me like 2 or 3 times. And another thing I'd like to mention, on specific maps in this game, more specifically doubles maps, this tactic works insanely well. Take for example, let me think of some map names. I think there's one called Crypt, where there's a bunch of holes all over the map. Let me make an example here. There'll be holes like this, and then there'll be the hole, and then it'll just be a 1 by 1 hole, and they'll be chasing you. And then you turn around and do this. And it doesn't work particularly good on the map Crypt, but I can't remember the name of the other map where it works really well on. It's really green and it's got a really big mid. But like you can do that, and then they'll jump and try to hit you, and then they'll go straight into the void and mid. So these are all defensive plays that I'm trying to teach people, because it seems like a lot of people don't quite understand the best methods for defending. And another thing you need to learn, or people need to learn how to do, is prioritize. Now that they've given us this TNT trail effect, that makes it so much easier. When you figure out which one has TNT, attack him. Don't worry about the other one, even if he's at your base and the other one's still above. Try and ignore him and take care of the one with the TNT, because chances are he's not going to be able to get to your bed before the TNT kid will. So, I mean, obviously that's something that you just need to play versatilely. That's not a word, is it? I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to explain a lot of defensive concepts. I'm trying to just remember as many as I can, because, like, obviously, I mean, I'd like to think I'm pretty good at the game, but, like, I kind of just play it. I don't really think about exactly what I'm doing. But, I know if I see somebody do something, and I would have done something different, I know immediately. I kind of get a little bit salty because I didn't do it the way that I would prefer them do it, and I feel like my ways work better. So I'm just trying to remember various things people might do. Oh, and another thing I'm going to talk about. Let's say you're building to your diamond island, and, you know, they beat you there. It does happen. People beat you to the diamond island. It happens every once in a while. If it looks like you're going to have a lot of competition with this neighbor, and they're waiting specifically for you to come to the diamond island, start building up and hop down to that diamond island, because if you do that, then when you hop down, they're forced to oh wow, they don't have a path to your base, but you have a path you can repeatedly use to get to theirs. So you can just easily just not use your resources, just go over there and just annoy them, because it's way harder to play offensively when you need to play defensively to survive. And I mean, there have been rounds where I've had to do that, and like I got too far into it. I couldn't let it go and just go get some more resources. So we ended up dying because, you know, another team, like in this situation, probably Pink will be doing it unless they're dead. Looks like someone got their bed, but like if we hadn't been getting resources, which we have, Pink would probably be very OP by now. And another thing I've learned to do that'll work really well, if somebody's like over there, say, and they're just standing there waiting for you, or trying to decide how they want to attack, and they're going to be like doing this and doing all kinds of weird movements, if you just sit there and take your hands off your mouse, just relax and wait for a minute, because it's going to take them a couple of seconds to get over here. If you do it long enough, they will start to think you're AFK. Especially if they have a bow and they hit you a couple of times and you just don't even move, like this guy's about to do. There have been rounds where I literally clutched because I just sat there and let them try to get me. And then they walked up and I was able to just hit them straight off the edge. I got a dog barking downstairs. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm sorry if you can. Get prop 4 soon here, and then we'll be pretty good to go. Does she realize there's no path to their base? Oh Oh yeah, and there's another thing I kind of wanted to mention. When you're dealing with people who completely 100% outgear you, because we just played a game where we had to fight one team for like 90% of the game, and we ended up losing because one team got a ton of gear. And if people are gonna e-pearl to you, even if you still have your bed, if they e-pearl to you and they've got way better gear and you're not the best at PvP, you're not exactly confident. The second they stand on the other side over there, throw their e-pearls. They'll both usually do it both at once. Start running over here. It's not worth it to try and fight them and lose your bed and die. It's better to just, you know, pick your battles and run away, because they've just wasted 4 emeralds, and they're going to have to either come after you, in which case you can probably hit them off the edge, or they'll have to bow you off or what have you. Usually people who use e-pearl gameplay, I don't see them use bows so often. And another thing somebody showed me, and I'm not necessarily recommending people do this. I've had somebody do this on 3s, and it kind of worked well, but I'm not really recommending you do this. I don't think it's really a good strategy. Like I think it might be best for kind of like 3s, and when you're being rushed so much you can barely handle it. Make a hole like this, and then fill this up, and do it again on the other side, obviously. Well, not obviously, but you'll see why in a minute. Am I doing this right? I've never actually used this, but what I'm trying to get at is, if you think about the possibilities of what you can do with blocks just to fight people, you start to find that there's a lot more. Okay, so now, let's say, I mean, this is supposed to be your normal path, like to say mid, and you've got it like this. First off, you can walk in here and no one's going to bow you off. Or they might be able to, but it'll be harder. And if you have a punch stick, then you can just run straight up and hit them to the side, and they'll hit that wall and fall straight into the void. And I've seen people use this tactic. Somewhat effective. Not really. I wouldn't use it just because I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing. But my point is, when you're playing, you should definitely start thinking about what you can use blocks for. Because blocks are probably the most useful tool in the game. And that's why I always buy shears, because I do a lot of block-to-block interaction. Especially when I'm playing defensively. I think they're insanely important when you play defensively. Now, I wanted to originally make this defensive gameplay video with wasted times, but it's currently not around, and I've kind of found a bigger necessity for this, because I find that a lot of people are having trouble grasping these concepts, even though they may understand a lot about the game and offensive play and such. Another thing I wanted to mention, because I'm not sure everybody understands exactly why, or some of the very essentials of PvP in this game. Always play on 1.8.9, Minecraft 1.8.9. Not sure if you can see it. You can't, but I am playing on 1.8.9. Always play and click as fast as you humanly can. Do not play on 1.11.2 or 1.12. If you play on those, you won't be able to see invisible people, and I'm pretty sure there's other downsides as well, just like you won't play as well. And there's several bugs I've found with those. On 1.8, I think you can click just a little bit faster. I've heard on 1.7, which you can't use for this, but if you could, I think you can reach farther. I'm not sure if that's absolutely confirmed, but I've heard a lot of people say that. And that blue guy's a douche. Anyways, Click as fast as you can. When you are fighting to defend your base, try to get between your base and them and put them towards the void. You always want to hit them towards the void because if you get just one little combo, you can hit them off the edge and completely deflate the attack. Because keep in mind when you're defending, you want to try and stay alive because every second they're at your base and you're not there, they could be breaking your bed. And on top of that, it'll take them time to get back to you. Every time you kill them, they've got to start out, potentially get more gear, and walk all the way back here. So you're gonna find you're best off if you just try and live for as long as possible when playing defensively. I know that's not exactly one of my talents, but I'm just telling you this. They blew up our path thing, I think. Whatever. I digressed. I think I lost what I was talking about. Click as fast as possible. Get between them, your base, and have them towards the void. Click as humanly fast as possible. You may want to look into jitter clicking. I heard it could damage your hand. I'm not recommending it necessarily, but it's a technique to let you click insanely fast. But I haven't really found a need for it. On level 22, I'm pretty solid at PvP. I only get 5 or 6 clicks a second. So, and that's when I'm trying as hard as I can. I usually don't even do that. So, and then another thing. Try and get below them and aim for their legs. When you aim for someone's legs, the hits register better on the server. And on top of that, because aiming for the legs registers better hits, you want to stay below someone. If you have the low ground, you actually have the high ground because it's way easier to hit people when you're below them. And this is just a fact. You can try it, have 2 people get in some water and you be below them and hit up towards them. Or, you know, have some people on some stairs, them up the stairs, you down, and just hit them. And then last but not least, when you're PvPing, you want to jump around and move. You do not want to stay in the same place. Now, there's techniques known as strafing. I'm no expert strafer. You can look up videos on strafing. I'm not going to be really talking about it. But what I do is I kind of just jump in crazy circles and, you know, try and get behind. Did she just... I thought I saw something fall. Try and get behind them, you know, move around in crazy circles, confuse them. And that'll make them a lot easier to direct where you're hitting them. And if you can get behind them, you can probably get a combo on them, which will usually get a kill. I mean, obviously, these aren't things that just naturally come to you. Like, you gotta practice a little bit, but if you do practice a little bit, I'm sure you'll find that it's a lot easier than it seems to be. Or, yeah, actually, it's pretty easy. We got a bunch of... This will probably get the dragons because I haven't killed anybody. Holy crap, we got a lot of emeralds. If you guys comment, if you want a video about how to play offensively, I might do that too, where I just play solos and all I do is kill people, or maybe I'll play some doubles games where all I do is just attack. I have a very strict strategy for solos, and I'm going to be honest, my win-loss ratio is below 1 in solos. And I think it's below 1 in doubles, but that's always because I play with randoms and people I don't know very well. And that's another really, really important thing. If possible, voice chat the person you're playing with because they need, like, you need to communicate. You will lose if you do not have good communication. Like, they need to know what resources are going to be dedicated to them, what resources they're not going to have. You need to know what they need to know what resources you need, and they need to know their role, and they need to know when they need to come back and help. So these are all really important things that you know, you need to keep in mind, and people need to like kind of stay to their roles. If your role is to defend, don't end up all the way across the world unless the other person knows. Oh, that scared me. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare for final bed destruction. Get some gold here, some Emmys. I know I took all of them, but she'll have time to get her own stuff. Oh crap, I kinda took a lot of it. It's okay. I'm sure she'll be fine with it. Maybe I'll go over there and get their resources. It's like, somebody killed Red and their stupid little alliance. As you can see, White successfully, it looks like, was able to kill Green by just, you know, building up. And they were trying to do it to us too, but, you know, I used the strategies that I've talked about, and it immediately just screwed them up. A lot of people don't know what to do. They do not expect people to just build up to them. And you need to be, you know, progressive. You can't just sit there and let stuff happen. You have to be involved. Like, if you just were to watch him come over here, then you're gonna die. And another strategy people recommend, when you can't do anything, you know, just place stuff all over the bed. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you try and stop them before. If it comes down to it, maybe you get hit off of your path that you're going up here, come over here, and as soon as they, like, get back a little bit, because that TNT has ridiculous knockback and it'll hit you off the edge, let them explode, let them place one, and see if maybe, I don't know, maybe if you can tell he's going to place more weight. If he doesn't, run over here and immediately try and place blocks between your bed and him, because that will make it harder for him to get down and get it. And if you don't have any blocks for whatever reason, maybe your shitty partner hogged them all, stand between, like, as close to the bed as you can get and just hit wildly. There's a chance they might not be able to get it. Unfortunately, this game has mostly become like deflecting TNT attacks. One sec, I'm getting some messages on good old Discord. And I forgot one of the most important things. Whoops. We got some meat pearlers. Alright, there they are. Aw, he got me. Whatever. Looks like that's a crappy bow. Maybe not. Maybe it's a punch bow. Some people build little barriers to block arrows. I'll do that if I'm really dying and it's really important, but as of right now, these guys don't seem very good with their bow. So, you know, maybe I'll just pepper them back a little bit. They haven't really got any choice but to try and come to us. So, I don't want to say necessarily always E-Pearl, or run when they E-Pearl, because in this case they do have bows and they will attempt to bow you off. Another thing I do after bed destruction is I get rid of this. I see it's completely unnecessary, kind of just gets in the way for me after that point. The more space you have to strafe and, you know, like, hit people towards the void, the better. So I always just clear it out. Because it'll make it really easy to knock back stick. But obviously, there's been some nerfing regarding the knockback stick. It's not nearly as worth it as anymore. Now, me personally, if I've got people over there bowing me, I'm not going to shoot back at them. I'm almost 99% sure I'm not going to kill them. So, I mean, what's the point? I'm just wasting my time at this point. Oh, they actually hit me. Another funny thing that we've wanted to do, we haven't had a perfect opportunity to do it yet, but we want to trap somebody in obsidian and drown them. They leave. See, they're just wasting their time. They're not getting anything out of shooting all those arrows. I shot more arrows than I had. Maybe I'll buy a couple gaps. Because you don't know if this is going to go to bed destruction or what. Just put that out because it was bothering me. But, as always, I always say this, Bedwars is a versatile game and you need to react accordingly to your situation. There's no always a solid answer to everything, but these are generally tactics I use that work against most situations. Obviously, there's going to be times when it's not going to work and you're going to have issues. Another thing some people do, I'm not a huge fan of this, some people do it, some people don't. Buy a couple of golems. Me personally, I'd rather just kill them with my sword. I feel like it's a distraction that'll let them... Oh crap, somebody e-pearled. Hope it wasn't my partner. See, you're all lit up. I have barely any arrows coming out of me. Cause you just go around shooting people. I'm just like, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in that. Here, I'll share with you. Here. They actually hit me. What's their plan? What are they trying to get at? Them having more emeralds is not going to help them at all. Oh, and another thing that I don't know if I've mentioned this previously, but Prot 4 is literally the most OP game thing in the game. Even with a diamond sword with sharpness, it'll still take a shitload of hits to take you out of the game if you have Prot 4 in diamond armor. So, I personally feel as if armor is one of the most important aspects of the game. I don't really spend a lot on offensive weapons unless my bed's been destroyed, which in this case, I mean, we let it happen. We could have played more offensively and probably killed everyone, but didn't feel like it was necessary to me. Usually when bed destruction starts to happen, I immediately head over to mid. Mid is the safest place because there's the most space in mid. Only problem is, most other people are going to come to mid. Maybe not on this map so much. It's awful, I'm not very good with the bow, as you can see. That's why I don't really buy them. As a matter of fact, I think they're kind of a waste of gold. And, it should only be bought when you've got somebody repeatedly rushing you who's better than you. You gotta figure out where that one's going. Do not hug that corner. They will come from behind and get you. You kind of want to stay out in the open where you can, like, don't build a wall, because even if they come and hit you towards a wall, then you're just gonna, whoa! They'll go straight through the wall and take you with them. Every once in a while they'll do this thing where they start glitching like crazy and stopping, but I don't really experience that too often. If you've got an awful lot of resources, ooh, crap, that was close. I think I'm stuck in a block. There we go. None of these blocks are actually here. E-pearling when you're stuck, not necessary. Usually if you hold shift and start right clicking everywhere, the blocks will start that aren't actually there and are only there because of a client slide glitch will disappear. I wanted to mention another thing. When you're PvPing somebody and all of a sudden it seems like they're not getting hit at all, but you know you're doing good enough that you would hit them, try shifting and blocking a couple of times. A lot of times it's a block glitch, where it's a client side glitch where the game, actually no, it's server side I guess, where it thinks you're blocking. Usually toggling and blocking and hitting a couple of times will fix it. And then another thing that I found is, like, sometimes you'll have this glitch where you're like and rubber banding backwards. I can't do it unless it's happening, but it does happen and I'm sure you've experienced it. Just hold F3, press A, and you'll see all the blocks reload, and sometimes it'll get rid of it. If not, killing yourself early game, it's not such a huge deal. Fortunately, this is a really long, lecture-y, non-eventful video, but I don't think people watch my content to hear how hilarious I am or anything. I think they just watch it to try and get better at the game. Because I know normally I've got other people talking to my videos, but unfortunately not today. I'm down to 60 arrows. It's starting to look like these dragons are only targeting us for some bizarre reason. Alright, there goes one pink. And maybe if you're getting hit off the edge, you know, scroll over to that E-pearl, toss it over there. Whoa! Oh shit. Oh, so close! She did it. Oh, that was good. Close but no cigar. It's unfortunate because she probably had more arrows than I do. I can hear them. They're everywhere. There he is. I'm really bad with the bow, so sometimes I just try to avoid the dragons as opposed to shooting them. And I want to make this clear, I am not a defensive player. I believe playing defensively will almost definitely result in you losing most of the time. My bow's not working. That's weird. No, my right mouse button's not working. Alright, there it goes. Are they seriously trying to shoot me? Where are you? Alright. Where is his friend? I wonder. Oh shit! Oh, it didn't work! Oh man, that was a good game. Whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've learned something, and as always, you know, practice makes perfect. Just keep practicing these tactics, and you know, try to think of your own. You have a certain intuition about this that'll help you get better at the game, but it's a skill that's developed. So enjoy the video.